I just took a big old mouthful of balls.
Oh, yeah. Just all those balls. How do they taste in your mouth? Just too big for your mouth for you to take all in one? Heyo, it's Raven with Call Up the Podcast. Welcome.
Hello, hello, hello.
This is my co-host, the beautiful,
You gotta get more energetic in this
I
response,
know.
I feel like.
I'm sorry. I'm so full right now. I feel like I'm dying.
I'm tired, too. We could use a nap later.
Okay, yeah. Let's take a nap.
Or just, let's just go to bed early.
Yeah,
Also, maybe we
go
should
to
just,
bed.
not eat. We should just snack the rest of the day.
Yeah, I'm cool with that, too.
Yeah.
We just hosted Jesse's parents. So the past, 5 days have been full of pasta,
drinking,
wine, everything.
Exactly.
Tacos, which were so good. Red Star Tacos in Fremont. If you're in Seattle, go there. They're delicious. But fuck, I'm really tired.
Yep, just tired, extra full. Fat and happy, yeah. But
Dehydrated, probably.
it's a hot summer, people. It's hot summer. Make sure you're drinking water if you're out there.
Drink that
health
water.
tip number 1.
Yeah, we'll talk about that
Drink
more
water.
in our theme today.
I don't think we should ever not talk about it immediately.
Yeah, let's
water,
start every
my water
episode
homies.
with hello. This is Call Up the Podcast. I'm your host, Raven, and I'm drinking water, as you should also be.
Yeah, Hydro Homies.
Hydro Homies.
Hydro
Squirtle
Homies on Reddit. Yeah, that's the.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
That's one. Hydro
That's a
Homies.
good-
Drinking water. Cut it all out. Water and coffee. Coffee's cool.
Coffee's cool. Tea. I like tea.
But yeah, I'm Jesse.
Yeah, that's Jesse.
That's Raven, and we are Co-op the Podcast.
We are Call Up the Podcast. If this is your first episode, welcome. We're a podcast. Don't know if you knew that. But we're a podcast that talks about whatever the fuck we want. Today, we're going to be talking about skin and hair routines. That's what we're
general
talking about today.
upkeep of your cleanliness. I don't have enough to talk about on
Jesse,
specific topics. So
Yeah. But we had someone request it because I actually have beautiful skin and Jesse has beautiful skin.
yeah, the
Jesse
thing is,
does-
it happens all the time.
Yeah.
People come up to us. They're like, "You guys have such a great look for radio, for
really-
podcasting. How do you keep it up?"
Yeah. You're really the most beautiful people we've ever seen for radio.
Yeah, for podcasting. You like that? I was thinking about that joke earlier.
Yeah, well,
so-
because Jesse's trying to become a comedian, so if you know people...
Trying, I am.
Oh, you are?
This is a-
What do you mean, trying? We're also right now watching comedians
driving in
in
cars, getting
coffee,
Yeah.
which is, again, these ridiculously stupid names. Like, it reminds me of the Ted Bundy film on Netflix. Incredibly stupid and really bad man, which isn't the name of it. I just cannot remember it because it's such a bad name. But we're watching that, and now Jesse is inspired.
Yeah, I feel like you got to cut that part there. It's less inspiring, but it's funny. We should talk about how funny the show is.
Oh,
and less
no,
about
Jesse
how
is
I am.
inspired to want to
It's
become
great.
a comedian.
You guys should
'cause
all go watch it. Support the
Yeah.
comics that are doing it and the things they do. That's what our show's about, babe.
What? I don't understand why you're so, triggered right now.
But anyways, we are watching it. We should definitely put it. I think it's just because it's getting hot in here, and I'm kind of like, we haven't gotten to announcements. So let's go. Announcements.
Let's get to announcements. Okay, so our first announcement is our August 1st. We're releasing a new podcast called Book and Bitch. It features myself, which is Raven Welch, and Ginny Kubel, who was in our Game of Thrones episode a couple weeks ago. And what we're going to be doing is it's basically a book club podcast. So you can join us. You can read the book. We're not going to spoil the big parts in the book. So you don't necessarily need to have read the book. But we're going to be talking about it. We're talking about the author. We're getting down and dirty and bitching about books and bitching about life and just bitching. We're booking and we're bitching.
Yep.
Ginny's
and when
the
does that
book.
come out?
I'm the bitch.
Yeah.
That comes out August 1st.
Nice.
And the first book we're going to read is We've Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. So you can read that and kind of meet us on August 1st, kind of in the same area or same general location wherever you listen to podcasts, and give it a read. You can follow us. You can support us right now by going to Twitter and Instagram and following us at Book and Bitch Pod. So follow us there. Tell your friends. Read the book.
Yeah.
Bitch with us. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what other announcements we got?
Our next announcement is starting August 12th is the new season on Scraticus Academy. So if you didn't get enough of me playing Dungeons and Dragons in the summer months, in the fall months, I'm going to be playing more Dungeons and Dragons.
Nice.
So that starts August 12th. My first show is on August 13th, I believe at like 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And so I'll give you guys more information about that when that kind of comes up. Aside from that, you can follow us on Twitter at Co-op the Podcast. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Website, coopthepodcast.com.
Yep, patreon.com/co-op the podcast. Give us money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this week's hotcakes, we're actually talking a lot about what has been announced at San Diego Comic-Con. Now, this won't... So far, because we're not going to include any of the Marvel stuff. We'll probably talk about that next week, mostly because it hasn't happened in this timeline. So, yeah. The first thing on our list is something we've talked about a lot on Co-op the Podcast, and that's the new Witcher series. And we got our first trailer. And yeah, what'd you think of it, babe?
It's good. I mean, I like Henry Cavill as the Witcher.
Yeah, he actually looks really good.
Yeah.
And all the people that they have playing, Yennefer and Ciri, they're looking good.
And we knew the story's going to be a little bit more.
We kind of had a feeling that it'd be more towards the books.
So yeah, I mean, I was always going to watch it. I think I'm still going to watch it.
Yeah, same. I think it's going to be interesting to watch. I think it'll be very interesting to see how they really kind of portray the magic in the world, so that it's not really all just it's just magic, it just happens. Like, where does Geralt get his powers? How does Yennefer, and how does that differ from how Ciri gets hers? And they have dryads in the show, so I'd be interested to see how they work all that out.
Yeah. No, definitely, yeah. I think I'm interested, for sure. I mean, we know, I'm really bad with people, so I don't know. But we know who all the people playing, some of the characters are and stuff, right? So we got an idea of, how they're going to act and how they're going to be.
I can already see, people getting really just upset and just not liking it because of some of the way, how they have Triss Marigold cast, and, she's not a ginger, big-tittied female, yada, yada. I don't know if she is. I don't know her bra size. But things like that I could tell would maybe get people upset. And it just really seems like the cast is a little less known. There are a couple of people on the cast, like Henry Cavill and some of the other characters that are bigger actors and actresses. But
right,
it's going to be interesting to see kind of how the others really kind of take on the names of those characters.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like I said, gonna watch it. Like it. Glad we have a trailer now, though. So now we can actually see some stuff going on.
You know what kind of bothers me? I really like the way the medallion looked in the game.
But yeah, no, I think the medallion is... I saw it sideways like that, right, or whatever.
Yeah, it's a profile of a wolf's head instead of straight on. I don't know. I just really liked it. I think it's you got me, Jesse got me a medallion once we finished.
Yeah, it's not like the prop was difficult to get their hands on, right?
Yeah, they could have done the one from the game, and that would have, I think, tied it in more with the game. And I think people would have liked that. But, I mean, that's a small thing. The trailer looked really good.
Right. And you probably won't even notice 90% of the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder, how the signs for Geralt's magic, I wonder how they're going to look in the show, too. like, because you see him doing some of the symbols,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't feel like you see really any of the actual, like, magic like you do in the game. So I wonder how that's gonna look.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah. No,
Again, it wasn't
do.
a very
That's why we're
productive trailer, to be honest with you.
No, like we see a lot of monsters. I think that's another cool thing. Like you see a ton of monsters.
I find that like secondary of my interest to this show. You know what I mean?
What's the like
magic and like the idea that he's like out there doing is like the monsters are gonna be okay. This is the monster this episode. This is the monster. The season whatever. But it'll be like the more of the stuff he does. Siri, him, Yennefer, Triss. That's the interesting part.
I think Triss is gonna not be a big character in this particular one. I don't know because I haven't read the books too.
Well, yeah, that's
like I have actually read the book, the first book, I believe, and it was okay. I didn't love it. I
don't think I have read any of the books.
Yeah, like the first one had this really like fairy tale-esque theme, so there was some stuff that was very much like Beauty and the Beast almost, and like stories like that. And so I kind of felt it a little hokey, but maybe I should give it another try because I think maybe I just wasn't in the right mindset. I think I had to like rush through it. It was a library book and
yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We shall see. But on top of that, we also got speaking of like shows and stuff, Rick and Morty.
Yeah, we got
some more stuff.
Morty
That's
clips.
Always exciting. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So Rick and Morty is returning for season 4. Thank you.
4. Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, we got our first clip, and it kind of looked funny. It was just between Morty and his dad, so we didn't get to see any Rick in this clip. But it was funny, and actually the guy doing the voice of like the alien is actually, and I'm going to absolutely butcher the name, but it's Taika Waititi, who is the director of Thor Ragnarok and Thor 4, which is actually announced this past week too, that they're releasing a Thor 4 and they're bringing him back on. So
cool.
He's hilarious too. He's so funny because I think he's in a bunch of other stuff as like an actor, and
he does voices and stuff.
Yeah, and so he's that alien, which was really funny.
Interesting.
It was a good clip.
Yeah, it's a good short clip. I mean, Rick and Morty, everybody likes it, but there's nothing there's nothing that a clip could ever show. I think that would be like, okay, yeah, we know what the season's all about.
Because it's really just like
each episode's independent.
Yeah, and then it kind of does overarch because like with the whole
we get the general story
in the past. I think in like the end of season 3, like you get some, you kind of know where season 4 is going with a bird person.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a thing that was thrown out there, right? Like
robot.
The robot one, yeah,
it's
but like
robot.
Phoenix person, yeah, but that could come in or could not even. Like that's the thing about the show, right? It's like it doesn't really matter.
No, I think there's almost always like an overarching theme to kind of and like a plot for the entire series or season, but it's not the focus of every episode. Like that season, like Pickle Rick was its own thing.
Yeah, and that's kind of my point about it. Is like, but that like I'm not sure that Phoenix person is the point of where the show's gonna go. That could just be a random thing. Yeah. But he came out and he's like, I'm Phoenix person now.
Oh, is that what he said?
That's what he said. It was something like that. Yeah.
We should go back and watch those.
Yeah, but yeah, no, like it's like it's not, that doesn't have to be involved at all.
Yeah.
They could never bring him back up ever again. And the show would still move on. And there will be, like, an overarching story or whatever, but, like, no individual story actually tells you what that's going to be. Mm-hmm. So, that's kind of my 2 cents on that whole thing.
Sense.
Yeah. But, yeah, what else did we have? Because let's just move quickly through these.
Yeah, for sure. So, the next one is the Magic the Gathering animated series had a panel at...
Which we had mentioned that a couple episodes ago. Yeah.
We did a couple of episodes ago where basically they're releasing a Magic the Gathering animated series on Netflix. The Russo brothers are going to be directing it and in charge of that. And it turns out that they released who like the story is going to be mainly about. And this, from reports, looks like it's going to be Jace and Chandra who are going
Right,
to be
which-
the main characters.
I think like we were pretty when we last talked about it. We were like, okay, Jace, obviously.
Yeah, Jace is like big in like the Planeswalker story.
Yeah,
So-
he is the main guy.
Yeah,
So that makes
but they
sense.
could have gone in like another direction with another character.
It's easier to make human characters too, though. So
Right. Chandra is not human.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
I mean,
she's like humanish. But
I'm
she's-
talking about a Johnny, right? Like you're not gonna do him.
Ah, well, did you see the trailer for Cats? We
Yeah,
can take
yeah.
a fucking moment to talk about the trailer for Cats. Because that shit is terrifying.
Stupid. Yeah.
It looks so bad.
Last time I went to a theater,
Sorry.
a grown man in a cat costume sat in my lap.
What?
That's from The Office.
Okay. That's why I was like, what is that from? That could have also been a quote from, like, Always Sunny. If that sounds like something that would have happened.
Nah, that's from The Office.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I definitely like cats. That's something that's happening, people. We'll maybe talk about it at some point when it gets closer to it, but it's not something that interests us. So
Well,
we're
the
probably not
trailer
gonna.
came out. Yeah, we're not really
Yeah.
theater kids. And I know a lot of people are excited for Cats. It's just
Really?
The trailer, yeah. The
I never
CGI
saw
in the
cats as being
trailer-
like such a big
No.
deal either, really, right?
No, people love it. Theater kids. for
Only
sure.
time I've ever heard people exclaim about cats was in a funny way, like making fun of it, kind of. I've never heard anybody seriously talk about cats being
I
good.
don't know. Lately, I've seen
Yeah.
a ton of people talk about how happy they are that it's being turned into something, and yada yada yada.
Yeah. Well, there it is. But yeah, so Magic the Gathering, though, we do know who the people are going to be, and it's not the cat guy.
Yeah.
Probably because they are the easiest, most human-like, with the best story, Planeswalkers to tell, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
So.
And yeah, I think that it's going to be really exciting. I think it's going to be a great. I love like those are. I like Jace. I like to play decks that have Jace's like Planeswalker cards in them. I'm very much like blue heavy, and you're very much red heavy. So I feel like we as a couple usually play these
Oh, yeah.
particular cards, but we haven't read. I haven't read any of the books.
Oh, no. Yeah, I haven't read any
Yeah.
of the books.
So
I
I
mean, from
think-
the most I've read is the, inserts in the boxes or the, and the info
Yeah.
from the cards, right?
And I think a lot of people might be a little disappointed in these choices because I think there are other planeswalkers that are very exciting, like Lilith, and mostly Lilith. She's pretty cool.
Yeah, but her story's not as long, right? So, like, 'cause
Right.
she's pretty specific to certain, like, areas or
Areas.
things or whatever
and
it may
this
be,
is
right?
probably going to be set in like the city areas of like Ravnica.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't really know where they're gonna go with it, but I'm excited to watch it. And yeah, they probably do have the longest storyline basically. So yeah. What else came from San Diego Comic-Con this week? We got another His Dark Materials trailer. And if you don't know what that is, that's like the Golden Compass, like that book series. They're making into a HBO TV series, which is going to feature like James McAvoy and Lin-Manuel Miranda. Like they're all in it, and they look really exciting. And this trailer, I will say, because I haven't read those books. Have you read that series?
No.
Yeah, so neither of us have read the series, but now I kind of want to go back and read the series. I know it was huge when I was a kid, and that was my best time to do that. But yeah, a lot of people were really excited for this trailer. People think that it's going to be really outstanding. Visually, I know that the original movie that came out, I think, like in late 2000s. I heard it was very good. I also hadn't seen that.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just behind. So now I kind of want to read the book and go back, kind of, and
Yeah, I
just
think that's
do it all.
basically exactly where I am. It's like, I know it's a thing and that people like it.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
great. But, yeah. I got to go back and either read it or maybe I'll just wait for this to come out, though, and see if it's good, and then go back. You know what I
See
mean?
if you like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another one. And it seems like HBO, what they're trying to do is come out with the next, all these TV shows are trying to come out with the next Game of Thrones. So His Dark Materials is one. I think The Witcher is a way for Netflix to kind of branch into that. So I think a lot of these are trying to come out with like these big box office breaking TV shows with these big names in it too, because I mean James McAvoy, huge name. There are some other actors and actresses in it that are very well known who I cannot think of their names right off the top of my head because I'm not good at that. And that's not what you're here for. You're not here for accuracy when it comes to names. But yeah, it looks really great. The trailer from San Diego Comic-Con was really fun. And yeah, I'm excited to see what that is.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
So, but My Hero Academia. That's our last
It's not our last hotcake.
Hotcake. It's not our last hotcake? What's the last one?
It's absolutely not. We'll get to our last hotcake after this one. Yes.
Right,
So,
yeah,
My
right.
Hero Academia, they came out with the English dubbed trailer at San Diego Comic-Con, which is coming out in October 2019. And this is
I mean, we all like this show.
we do, yeah. And this is the first trailer that I've seen. Mostly because I don't live
I've
in
never
Japan.
seen an anime trailer ever in my entire life.
Yeah, and it was actually kind of weird. It was a weird sensation because I, like, in the trailer, like, I mean, at the end of last season, you're kind of waiting for this big kind of showdown between Deku and Bakugo, and you don't get any of that in the trailer. You just kind of get...
Right, well, because, like, the way, like,
All Might
animes
retiring.
usually, like, break down to... I feel like seasons are less important in animes.
No, yeah, it's
But,
all
like,
about the arc.
Yeah, exactly. So they're, like, trying to, like, plug this into... And, you know, they're in, like, the middle of a storyline. It's like... So, again, I think that's why we'd have never seen a trailer ever before.
Right,
But we've seen one now.
We would probably see it if we were, if we
Paying
followed
attention.
it. No. I meant if we like followed it per episode, but that's not how they're released in America. Like they come out all at once, really.
Yeah.
Whereas like we're not getting that every week. You're getting a new episode, so they have to remind you where they were last week on Dragon Ball Z, yada yada. So
Yeah.
but the trailer was good, and I mean, it shows kind of more of kind of what we're used to. We get to see a lot of the villains, and they kind of brush on the villains a little bit that are coming up next season.
Yeah, and then, like, the thing is, too, like, you know, whatever the content... I mean, A, I already know it's going to happen because I read
You
ahead.
read
Yeah, but B, and I don't know if this is information before, but A, it's October 12th. That's when it comes out. So now we know.
Yeah, we knew it was
Yeah.
coming out in October. I'm not sure if we knew exactly the date, but like this is kind of one of those, like they're just trying to keep people hyped. And I think a lot of people that follow anime are like already super hyped, but just to kind of keep things relevant and new, because it does take a while for things to appear in English dubbed, which we don't watch it in English dub. We watch it in subbed.
Right.
So I think for those of you out there who are interested in English dubbed, this keeps you kind of like more hyped for what's coming up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Either way, excited for it to come out. I don't know, it's October 12th. Now I know. As far as how trailers go, yeah, cool. Interesting.
It was an okay
Yeah.
trailer.
It was a trailer. That's
yeah.
cool. But what else? What's our last one? 'Cause I
Our
don't
last
actually...
one is Star Trek Picard. They came out with a trailer.
Oh, yeah, see,
of the new
that
TV
link's
show.
blue. I forgot to click that link. That's why.
Yeah, you were listening to it
Yeah.
just a moment ago. But so the new Star Trek is coming up, and we were finally getting a trailer. We're seeing some old faces. Obviously, we're seeing Patrick Stewart as Picard again. And we're seeing, we saw Data. We see a lot of characters that we know and love, and then we see a lot of new characters in the show as well.
Yeah, because it's like they're picking up the story.
A couple years after the end, like
right.
Picard's
It's not like they're like
last
doing like that, you know, movie
appearance.
magic. Picard is young still or whatever.
Yeah, which is good. I would hate for them to have done that. Even
Yeah.
though he does seem like I like Picard's demeanor and his like personality.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of seems a little bit less like that in this. It's a little like, because I think that to me Picard has always been like confident and serious, but then also kind of funny and sarcastic, like in a sarcastic way, like dry humor almost.
Yeah.
And he just kind of seemed like a nice old man. maybe that's who he's become over the years. I believe it.
Yeah.
So, but that looks really good. Like, I'm not very much of a Star Trek fan for no reason, really. But, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and like, I don't think we haven't watched, because we started doing it, but we never were able to finish it, because again,
all
this
the way
is
through
another
next
show
gen.
with like a bajillion seasons, way
So
too
many.
many. But, so we never finished it from beginning to end. I've seen the end, I've seen the beginning, I've seen a lot of the middle, but I've never watched it straight through, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's probably a big, you know, if we had that sort of connection, maybe we'd be way more
My
looking
sister-in-law
forward to
is
it.
so excited. They think it looks amazing. And I know a lot of people on like Twitter that have reached out and made posts on Twitter about it. They all seem very, very excited about it. So I think we just need to. There's a lot of things that we need to finish getting through. I think that
There's
that
so
is
many.
the
There's too
struggle
many.
as co-op the podcast is always being up to date on all the things and always having watched everything all the way through and everything, because you guys got to remember, we're just casual about these things. So when it comes to like Star Trek, we're a little bit more casual, where it's like, oh yeah, we really liked it. Like, I could tell you the names of a lot of the characters, but I can't tell you what happened at the end of the show because I haven't made it to it yet.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I felt. And I mean, Patrick Stewart looks adorable as a cute little old man. And he has a dog now. And I believe it is the dog that him and his wife are fostering or adopted. One of them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they're really big into adoption.
Yeah.
Adopting dogs.
That's
and
interesting.
Fostering dogs.
Okay. But yeah, that's all where we're at with, as much as we know, San Diego Comic-Con is still kind of going on right now as we're recording and stuff like that too. So we'll have more stuff to add in later once we're able to kind of digest and siphon off the information, right? Of course. So we'll keep that kind of coming, but that's a quick highlight on it, you know, what we could scrounge together in our stupor. So moving on. We're going to get into our main topic for the day, which is...
Yep, we're going to talk about,
health.
yes, health in general, but specifically like skincare and hair care routine and like general hygiene. Because one of our listeners asked us if we could kind of really go into that more often, because I get compliments on my skin a lot. And Jesse does too. But we have very different and conflicting like skin care routines and like things like that. But it's very important to me.
And you know, this is something too, like we talk about for like a lot of people. It's like this. We're not saying, hey, go do these things right now.
But maybe it'll help inspire you to
find
maybe
what
make a
does work for
change.
you.
Yeah,
try
do
some
research.
stuff out.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like, you know, I'll start off a little bit with like health and wellness. So on top of like working out, right, which is something that we do and we enjoy, and
When we're not eating pasta.
yeah. You always say eating right next, right? So also when we're eating right and drinking right and like doing all that stuff, we really enjoy it. But on top of that, you know, there's other stuff that we do to kind of maintain our routine, and it starts at the beginning of the day. You know, we're starting our day right now with like a run, right? We're getting a run in for 45 minutes usually is what we're doing, getting our body started. And you know, a lot of what I find at least is like depending on what I eat and do stuff like that, right? Like I have certain levels of like energy or blah, 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 blah. So I started taking a lot of supplements. So supplements, I think, is like where I start the day, right? Starting with branched chain amino acids, BCAAs, right? Get a little bit of energy and doing some stuff like that. Getting my run in, getting my protein after that, you know, getting some LCA.
What is LCA?
I don't actually know what it stands for, but it's not creatine, which is another one we take, which we're going to talk about more. It's L-carotene,
Carotene?
something like that. Something.
Carotene
Like
is
they
good.
stand for something.
Carotene
But it's another
and
supplement.
carrots. I mean, you have your computer right there.
Yeah, but it just throws off my whole thing. Getting into, you know, after our workouts are done for the day and kind of moving into what we take to kind of take care of our bodies, right? Because we just went through this whole process of, damaging your body. That's what you're doing when you're working out. You're ripping it to shreds so it can heal back together harder. And so we're taking a lot of supplements. The ones we're kind of taking at the beginning of the day are get you some energy, get you some advantage while you're in the gym so you can push harder, longer. But the ones we kind of take afterwards are nourishment for your body. Help it kind of heal, help it get stronger and take care of itself. And I think these supplements, whether you work out or not, you should just give them a shot, right?
Right.
Any amount of physical activity, your body could use that extra little love, especially if your diet's not 100% on point.
We also, just in general, recommend taking supplements, like just vitamins. Daily vitamins, just because your body doesn't get everything it needs in a day. You're not always eating your best.
Right, or say you're like, oh, you need a diverse diet, right, to get everything you need.
Right.
Do you eat that every day?
No.
Maybe you eat 2 servings worth of, vegetables only on Tuesdays and then none on Mondays, right? And you balance out. But take your multivitamin every day, Yeah. And you'll be fine. So, but the two I want to specifically talk about are creatine and glutamine, which I think are the best two supplements that, again, if you're not working out, if you're not doing anything, on top of your multivitamin, you should definitely take these. And so creatine, I don't know. A good question would be where does it actually come from? Because I don't know. I don't know how they make this stuff, but they get it. But creatine is kind of like the strengthening of your fibers, we'll say.
Yeah, a lot of I think women know what creatine is because that's the stuff I feel like your mother has always, or your grandmother has always been like, oh yeah, you need creatine for stronger hair and things of that nature, stronger hair, stronger nails. So a lot of times, I feel like there were always advertisements when I was growing up for creatine, get it for strong, healthy hair and nails and something else that I can't remember. Yeah, there were always commercials, maybe in daytime TV, telling you should buy it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of what it does is it just sort of, I always think of Metapod and hardening, right? It sort of hardens you up.
Yeah.
Makes you a little sturdier in your fibers, right? So if you're working out a lot, we take a good amount of the creatine supplement afterwards, kind of give our muscles what they need to strengthen, get bigger, all that stuff, right? But even if you're not working out, take a creatine pill every day because you're using your muscles in some capacity, right? And that helps them to kind of strengthen up. Maybe, maybe you're a little weak on one side, right? Or something like that, and you get exhausted just walking up the stairs. And the creatine will help give you that boost to strengthen your muscles. Eventually, that walk up the stairs will be a little bit easier, and then you can keep going from there, right? And similarly, glutamine, the one we take right afterwards, again, we take a lot of it because we're really punishing our joints, but glutamine does the same thing kind of for your joints. Yeah. Glutamine is I know how they get this one. It's derived from the connective tissue of animals.
So it's not vegan. Most things are
Well, okay,
not.
So I don't know if that's how they produce it, but that is where it's found.
Oh.
So I guess they could maybe produce it another way.
In a vegan way?
Yeah, in a vegan
I don't
way.
know. But a lot of the times, a lot of supplements and whatnot are not vegan, but you can, I think, find in, health, GMCs and stuff like that, and even more, natural medicine kind of shops, some vegan options for probably any of the things that we're going to talk about today. Because another one that I was thinking, glutamine is good for your joints. Yeah, and it helps me with, I get really bad knee pain. And so it kind of helps with that, even though that's slightly different. But, if I'm running every day, I can definitely tell a difference, if I don't take it versus if I do. And it could be, psychosomatic, but whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it's day to day, it's probably psychosomatic.
Yeah.
But like in general, yeah, you'll feel like you're sturdier is how I
feel
always
more
feel.
tired,
Yeah.
I think, and my knee kind of starts to get a little bit achier, like a day or so.
Well,
after
and
I
that's a
haven't
good
taken
point
it.
because it is also a amino acid. So amino acids do great things. They're like the building blocks for protein, building blocks for carbs. Like they're the precursors to any of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So any of these like the blockchain amino acids, glutamine being an amino acid, very relatively close to those, give you energy as well as they perform some of these other functions, right? To like strengthen your joints and make you feel better. So yeah, you'll be more tired if you don't take it too.
Yeah.
Things like that. So you'll get yourself a good boost. If you've got that like ache in your wrist, elbow, shoulder, knee, ankle, try taking some glutamine. Take it once a day and just see how it does.
Especially if you're working out, it's very important. Another supplement that we like to take, we take fish oil, which helps with like heart health and like
keeps your heart ticking.
Yep, keeps it ticking, and we all want our hearts to be healthy, which is very important, especially if you're stressing it out with like these amino acids that are like kind of speeding up your heart, making you like more energetic.
Oh yeah,
yada,
we're
yada.
getting out there and we're pushing a lot. So
and then cardio too. Like
Yeah.
if you're doing cardio work, you want your heart to be strong. This just kind of helps reinforce it. Another one is magnesium.
Yep.
Which I used to actually not take magnesium, but I used to use a magnesium lotion because it helps with cramping.
Yeah.
So that's what I used to do. But we take magnesium before we go to bed, and that helps you get like a restful night's sleep.
Yeah. So with it, we also take melatonin, magnesium.
I don't take melatonin.
I do. Yeah. Melatonin, magnesium. And
Forever
there's
sleep.
one other I was thinking about taking, but I think I didn't actually pull the trigger. But there's a certain cocktail of stuff you can take at night that'll really help you if you have a hard time going to sleep. Yeah. It'll help you go to sleep, and it'll help you prevent you from being like, waking up every 5 seconds, whatever, too. So.
And a restful night's sleep is so important for, your body just like being able to do what it does every day. So if your skin is crappy, it could be because you're not getting enough sleep. Or if it just like, it helps with repairing your muscles when you get a good night's rest. Just things like that. Your brain functions better, obviously, when you get a good night's rest. So these are important to kind of like help with that. And they're like the supplemental version of like, we don't want you to have to take like a sleep aid every night. So.
Oh yeah, like I don't think anybody's OD'd ever on melatonin, right?
Not yet.
Yeah,
maybe.
that we know
I don't
of.
actually know. I don't know.
Or magnesium,
I think
right?
like nightshade, like there are a couple of things that if you overdo the dosage, you could die.
Well, yeah, you could also
might
overdose on melatonin by eating a dumpster truck full of it every day,
I love dumpsters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of in what we take, and I just started taking a supplement routine, and then I've just started taking some like women's one a day, which has like everything that you really need, mostly calcium, because we talked about in our last episode how we got back our DEXA scans, and one of mine says that my bone density ain't too good, so I don't want to be really old and have very weak, brittle bones. It's already something women have to deal with anyways.
Yeah.
So I decided to start taking one of those. And then aside from that, I got some stuff with like B12, which is again supposed to be good for like hair and like just overall wellness. And then also supposedly energy. I think it's a part of the energy one.
Probably it's an amino acid, yeah. B12 is an amino acid, yeah.
And then the other thing that I'm taking is for my skincare, which has like collagen and hyaluronic acid and all the things to make your skin more hydrated. Because that's basically what I'm going to focus on kind of today. Because I always grew up with acne. And that's a big thing for a lot of us in this community and just in general, human beings.
There's not a single person who didn't have at least some,
And some of us just don't grow out of it. Like Jesse over here, like has never put a serum on his face.
Well, yeah, and I will say, like, when I was a kid, I did the, like, the they were like circular pads, right? And they were just alcohol wipes or something. And
Yeah. They're like,
I was doing stuff like
those
that.
are like not. I mean, I think there are people that still like really use those, and I think they work as like an exfoliator.
They really dry out the oil, was what it was.
Which
like
is bad, which is not good.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that.
But like, so I was doing stuff like that, whatever, the clear seal, all the like,
Yeah,
the
they probably
products
have like
teenagers use. I did some of that.
Yeah.
I also just popped my zits. So.
We all have bad habits like that. I pop zits all the time. And you shouldn't do that. But one thing that you really should do is wash your fucking face. Wash your face, people. It's easy. Women especially. I'm talking to you. This is Mama Raven now. Mama Raven of the co-op parental unit is telling you, take your makeup off at the end of the day.
Well, yeah.
Just take it off. Wash your face. I am good at taking my makeup off, but not like washing my face all the time. So I am slightly a hypocrite. But there was a time where I would have to set a habit tracker app that would tell me, hey, wash your fucking face.
Yeah.
Because it's just not something you want to do. Like, say, so today I'm not wearing any makeup. I'm like, why do I need to wash my face? Your skin is covered in bacteria. That bacteria gets on everything, like your pillow, and now that pillow is soiled. It's gross. And now you're going to put your face on it every day until you wash it. That's gross.
I will say I don't wash my face, though.
I know, and it's gross. And your face probably all gross. But I also, like, I
wash it in the shower.
I put a lot more stuff on my face than you do. So, like, that stuff that's on my pillow is then on my face. And then from my face, it's on my hands. And it's on my makeup sponges. And it's on, like, all these things that are... It's just, like, a cesspool at that point of just, like, bacteria. And I forget what they're called when they, like, clog your pores. But these, like... This bacteria will clog your pores, and that's what causes breakouts.
Yeah, well, I definitely agree. Anybody who wears makeup should definitely wash their face. I think, if you, don't wear makeup, if you want to, wash your face for sure.
I think it really depends
especially
on
if you have problems,
everybody's skin, too.
Like,
it really depends on everybody's skin.
Yeah, like, I feel like my skin's not too oily, not too... doesn't bother me. It doesn't, like...
Well, here's another thing, and I think that you should be doing this as well. This is, like, a Jessie lesson, too. There are two things that people need to do. You should moisturize your skin, or you're going to look like a handbag at some point.
I want to look like a handbag.
And you should use SPF. So I'm putting those two together. Don't use a moisturizer with SPF. Separate the two, people, because, like, it doesn't work as well if it's built in with something else. And so you're not getting the right
Which part
UV
doesn't work as well? The SPF?
The SPF. It's very important. If and one of my best girlfriends, Kenna, she definitely has always recommended, like, separate your SPF, but wear some sort of SPF. Like, you definitely want to have that for just to protect your skin and protect your sweet little face from the cancer.
So which one do you put down first?
You put moisturizer. So the rule of thumb is you want your SPF to be closer to the sun. The closest thing to the sun.
Because that's what gets me about all the stuff So Raven has, like, a million things she puts on her face.
I put a million things on my face.
So the question is, like, always, like, which...
Well, hold on.
Are they less effective if you put them on top of something else? That, like, is that the same as mixing it?
Yeah, so there is, like, an art to how you want to put things, how you want to apply your skincare. And so, like Jessie was saying, I do use a lot of products. Most of the time, my routine is I'll wash my face. I have very dry skin, but it was masquerading as oily skin. So, growing up, and this is a lot of people's problems too, I was like, okay, like, let me get things to dry it out, like you were saying. And because of that, like, I was just making it worse. And when I broke it all down and decided, okay, my skin is actually really dry. Especially, I had, like, combo skin for a while. So in some areas, it was so dry and patchy. And the rest, it was just, like, the floodgates had opened for oil. And so once I found out that that was it, and I realized, okay, there's, like, actually this barrier that keeps the moisture inside your skin. Keeps moisture inside your skin so that it's not dry. Usually if it's dry, there's something has corrupted that layer. and you want to help rebuild that layer. So you usually need things like fatty acids and like hyaluronic acid and things like that to help rebuild it. You need things that are very high concentrated moisturizers. And usually your skin will purge a little, purging being like you'll get breakouts and stuff. But if you keep it up, you'll start to kind of see that your skin is more even, less dry, less oily. Everything kind of evens out. So that's what happened with me.
So
And-
you're able to kind of change from having like
yeah,
combo
it's not
skin
like
to
really a
not, yeah.
genetic thing. I mean, it is slightly, so like everybody's skin is different. But a lot of times it's probably there's something wrong in
Your routine.
Your routine.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so for me, I've had to really tailor my routine to my skin. And so something that works for me doesn't work for everybody. Like my sister-in-law and my mother-in-law have different skin than me, but they love trying and testing new products. So something that worked for me doesn't work for them. But going back to kind of what I use is first I'll use my moisturizer. Or not my moisturizer. I'll wash my face with a very creamy, non-foaming, non-scented, no real exfoliator like cleanser, because I don't want something that's going to irritate my skin and cause it to break out. So I'll use something like a cream cleanser. So that's what I do for my cleanser.
Yeah.
And then after that, I use a toner. And a toner is important. I use like an alcohol-free,
Do you dry your
non-scented.
face first, or does it have
Yes,
to be
I
wet?
dry. It
Okay.
doesn't have to be wet. It can be slightly wet. It's fine. But usually I'll do it like with warm water, because warm water will open up your pores, so you can it gets cleaner.
That makes sense to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
After that, I'll use a toner, because what toner does is it helps kind of get rid of any excess cleanser that's on your skin that maybe you didn't get off with all the water, anything that was on the water that needs to just kind of...
And did you say
clean up.
that's alcohol-based?
No, it's alcohol-free. Mine is alcohol-free.
Okay.
Because if I use alcohol dries out your skin.
Right.
Like how it does in your body. Like you drink wine or something or any alcohol, and the next morning you feel really dry and you need water. That's basically happening to your skin too. So an alcohol-free toner is what I use. Thayer's. It's very cheap and you can get it off of Amazon. Most of the stuff that I use you can get off of Amazon, guys. So I make it easy for you. After that, this is where it starts to get a little crazy. So after that, I use a moisturizing toner, which is just like this Korean product that I like to use that just adds a little bit more moisture, makes my skin feel, because the toner doesn't add any other extra moisture into your skin. So I'll just kind of like pat that into my skin, something for more moisture. And after that, I use Jessie's favorite product, and it's my snail mucin essence.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's basically made out of
Snail mucin.
snails, and basically, snails are they're pretty moist beings, and so this is obviously not a vegan product. But basically, it helps replenish moisture in your skin, help it keep moisturized for longer. And that's really why I use it. And a lot of people love using it because it helps like fill out like dry patches. Like it helps kind of repair that bit of skin. It also has been known if you apply for like acne scars, moisture is like your best friend because it really helps kind of fill those out and kind of repair your skin damage. So that's another reason why it's for it. I don't do that. I don't really need to. And it helps improve like how full your skin is. Because I would like to say I probably look pretty young for being kind of close to 30. I get ID'd all the time, which is sad. I want to not be ID'd. So, I would say since a lot of the products I use are very moisturizing, it makes me look a little less old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have friends
more
that...
moisture you use, yeah.
Exactly. Besides that, I use a Stratia old person serum, like an
anti-aging serum.
Anti-aging serum, basically, which is just more of the same. It's just a really moisturizing serum. And then after that, another one of the products that I really recommend is this Aromatica Rose Absolute First Serum. And what it does is it has like all these beautiful things that help protect your skin from antioxidants. So there's a lot of really gross stuff in the air outside. We all know this. But so it helps kind of like keep that out, but it's also like anti-wrinkle. It helps brighten your skin, which I have some skin discoloration. So it helps with that. It's got like aloe vera. And it just leaves my skin, it smells amazing. It smells like roses. And then it leaves it feeling really bright and radiant and like energized and elastic and moisturized. So I love using that too. And then after that, I use my moisturizer. Finally, we're at the moisturizers. That was mostly my serum. I use about 3 serums.
Yeah, so you tone, the toner removes, right? So you wash your face, you tone,
I use a different toner.
You moisturize.
Exactly. That's like your step-by-step. And then you also use like an eye serum. So,
which is just a serum specifically for your eye area.
For your under eye area. And I'll explain why. But the moisturizer I use, and I really recommend it, is called Liquid Gold by Stratia. And it's only like $25, and you always get these cute little like sunburst candies whenever you order. So that's kind of a plus. But it's made with a fatty acid, and fatty acids help repair your protective moisture barrier, that thing that we were talking about that kind of retains moisture into your skin. It helps repairing that and like build it up and make it stronger. So fatty acids are really important for that. And so with this, you can either use it as your moisturizer, or you can use it as another moisturizer if you like, or like an overnight face mask, which helps with more moisture. So, but I really recommend this product, especially if you have very dry skin and you need something a little bit more, but that doesn't feel heavy. This one's really good. Yeah. Really, really good for you. So use that, and then you use an eye serum.
What's the deal with eye serum?
Yeah, so eye serum is very important, and usually I wouldn't be specific. It's like, use whatever you want on your face, do whatever you want.
Like, use your serum
honestly.
Around your eyes?
An eye serum is specifically formulated because, like, the pores on your cheeks are larger than the pores under your eyes. And so if you're using something that it has to absorb that's way bigger than what it is, it just stretches stuff out. Things get clogged. That's where you see like a bunch of like
and I think
spots
like
underneath your eyes a lot too.
People are like, oh yeah, eyes like make like bags under eyes is like a thing.
It's a thing, and this will help with it. Yeah. It helps, and this isn't just because Jesse doesn't do much with his skin, and because he doesn't have to. That doesn't make this like that's his male routine versus my female routine. Men can use this routine. Women can use his routine. If you're a woman and you can use Jesse's routine, God be with you. I mean, you're living your best life, because I wish I could. But I do what I can to make my skin more comfortable to live in, and nicer just for me. Because, I mean, when your skin is healthy, that means kind of your insides are a little bit healthier. So that's why I like
you just feel good, which is like that's the only reason you need, right?
Yeah, and that's why I use an eye serum specifically underneath my eyes, is because it doesn't have the same needs as the rest of my skin. It's like how, and I know a lot of you do this, but it's like how I don't use the same lotion, moisturizer on my body that I do on my face, because those pores are different than the ones on my face. So It's all something, it's a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of research. I do a lot of research. Like, I love to go on our skincare addiction and figure out what's worked for other people that have similar issues to mine. People are the best kind of resource. Because, yes, you could go to a dermatologist. Not everybody has a dermatologist covered in their health insurance. And a lot of times, some of the stuff that they're giving you, it makes me so uncomfortable. Like Accutane, like, it's been known to just like destroy your skin, and then also people come out of it with like worse depression and things like that. So, really, if you can find a product that's like way cheaper on Amazon that you don't need a prescription for. You don't have to go into a doctor to find. That's what I'm here for. So.
Yeah. No, I think, okay, so where we're at then, can you use your regular serum on your eyes if you wanted to, though?
You can. The other thing, though, is like your under eye area is a lot more sensitive than the rest of your face. So something that might be okay on the rest of your face might not be okay underneath your eyes. So that's another thing. Using an eye serum is also really good if you wear like concealer, which both men and women wear concealer. So this is important because it's not just laying in your face. It kind of acts as like a barrier to keep the makeup from creeping down into your pores and getting all that place. Like that's what causes wrinkles, and that's what causes like your makeup to not last all day. So you wonder why, like, oh man, why do I look so tired, and why do my dark circles look darker at the end of the day? And it's like because your concealer has crept into your skin.
Yeah.
It's living inside of it now. So it helps with that too.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So then.
Yes. So the whole process.
Eye serum was an offshoot. Yeah.
Yeah. So
after
the whole
the
process.
serums.
So after that, I mean, you put on an SPF. And
I think we already talked about moisturizer.
Yeah.
So what is SPF? It's like an oil. It's just the thing you put on top.
SPF is like a lotion. I mean, it's like a protective kind of barrier from harsh UV rays.
Yeah.
You all know it.
I mean, I definitely I get sunburned. So
yeah, you need to use more sunscreen. Everybody wear sunscreen.
Yeah. So if you don't do this, you could probably just throw some sunscreen on.
Yeah, Jesse probably would just be fine. Popping sunscreen on his face. So.
Yeah, because that's a lot more palatable of an option, really.
Yeah.
I don't want to put
Also,
like 50 things on my face, and I feel like those things. So one thing I feel like is those things would like make my face feel oilier and dirtier by putting all of them on.
Yeah, and that happens. I mean, for some people, if they don't need it, then why do it, kind of thing. And a lot of it is also for me preventative. Like my skin never feels dirty when I have it freshly washed and moisturized. It feels
Right.
elastic and vibrant, and like it feels the way that it should. It's like if you have ashy elbows and you put lotion on them. That's like the feeling that my skin on my face feels.
Yeah.
So I never feel that way, but if you are not interested in adding more things, I would just do an SPF. I would also recommend maybe a moisturizer so your skin doesn't get all cracked and wrinkly at some point. But it also depends on how okay you are with looking older. And looking older isn't
like
a bad
looking
thing.
old.
Yeah.
The older I look, the better. That's what I'm gunning for.
Yeah. It's like that.
Start smoking more cigarettes.
Like, it's not fair because that face out, I did it for Jesse, and he looked like this adorable, cute, like, old man who makes cookies with his grandchildren and, like, tells them stories. Me, I look like a bog witch who has taken over her mother's skin and now lives out in the forest in a bog. That's what I look like. It is not kind to women aging. And I think that is also a thing, like, people think that women don't age gracefully, and that's why. I mean, because that's
which
like
is hormone delivery, really. Like,
right.
The timing of how our bodies accept hormones is different between men and women.
Right.
Which is also why women, like, and probably why you have, like, more breakouts and things like that. It's like, you're doing all this junk on your face, and hormones are just popping out of every pore.
I have to say, my skin does not break out really ever at this point because of putting stuff on my face.
Of all the stuff you do to it.
No, it is with the program. It knows what's up when I put my tinted moisturizer on it. But
yeah, you've gotten it well under control. But I think there's probably more women out there who are
when it comes to breakouts.
Struggling. Yeah, they're like, I don't know what to do, and every time I try to do something new, it's because their body's fighting against them. It's like
I will say, if you want to
hormones.
add on any new products into your skincare routine, to take them one at a time so that okay, I added this on and my skin became inflamed and feels like fire. Like, that is the product that's causing that. Instead of if you add in, 7 new products all at once, now you have no idea what is causing your skin to react in this way.
Well, yeah, because, how did you figure out this routine that works for you?
I looked on our skincare routine on Reddit, or
Our
skincare addiction, yeah, on Reddit, and I found somebody else. I found a couple people that were like, okay, I think my skin is like super combo, but I tried this product and this is what happened. Or someone was like, okay, I thought my skin was like combination, but it was really dry on my cheeks, but really oily on my T-zone, and I found that maybe they went to a dermatologist or something. I knew that I had something wrong with my protective moisture barrier. I knew that was kind of a thing that was wrong with my skin because I use so many harsh chemicals on it all the time.
Yeah.
And it just breaks down. And that's most of the time what causes it. And so you just have to build up that structure again. And so what she did, what a lot of people practice on our skincare addiction is they'll use a really heavy cream every night for a month straight. And yeah, your skin will look really oily like when you go to bed and when you wake up. And you're going to get some breakouts at first, but you're repairing that barrier, so you have to stick with it. And so that's what I found through doing research through our skincare addiction and all these other places too. So, and like there are a lot of like really great resources that people come up with because I've been on our skincare addiction for like 10 years. Or not 10 years, maybe like 5 years, ever since college.
Yeah, I mean...
7 years.
The beginning of college or the end of college?
Middle?
Yeah, it's like it's going on 10 years almost, probably.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost, at least, yeah.
Oh, gosh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is why I need to just bathe in the blood of virgins. That's my skincare routine. That's how I stay youthful.
I mean, scientifically speaking, that's basically what's going on. Like, you'd be getting all the same, what's in these fatty acids? There's fatty acids in blood.
Yeah, exactly.
And guts and stuff.
Sure.
There, you'd get the same stuff. So,
yeah. So...
they don't have to be virgins, probably.
But,
in fact, I hear that the contents of semen is good for skin. I've read that on the internet.
Got a lot of... you should take that with your BCAA.
Yeah,
protein, babe.
I've read that it is super good out there on the internet. And so if they're not virgins and they're just kind of cum dumpsters... they're probably better to bathe in their blood and guts, and
Anyways, right.
There's a joke routine in there somewhere. We just have to dig around for that like nugget. Yeah.
So that's my skincare routine. Yes, it seems a bit overwhelming, but you really don't have to use all that stuff. Honestly, like I would say, wash your face, use a moisturizer, use SPF, and then if you want to be a little bit extra, get an eye serum, and then wash your face.
In the morning and the afternoon.
In the morning and at night.
And at night.
When you wake up and before you go to bed. Some people don't do it in the morning before they like go to work or something.
Or before they put the stuff on your face. Like you want to wash it before you put all that, like start putting stuff on. You don't just get up and start putting on your toner.
That's what I do. But there are a lot of people that don't do that. Like, because their skin is so dry that they don't have to do that. It's like not washing your hair, which is something that we want to get into like now. But last part.
Yeah.
Drink water. Drink water. That's going to make your skin healthier. 100%.
Yeah, it helps to make your skin healthier. It makes you healthier.
Yes.
Hydro homies.
Yes. And so now with hair care in general, I get my hair cut and colored like every 2 months or so. I also I put a lot of stuff in it. Jessie, though, which is, like, a usual, I think, for, like, most people. Like, they get their hair cut, they get it colored, they,
I, again, do nothing.
Jessie does nothing. Actually, Jessie does no poo.
Yep, I don't even wash my hair.
It's more something than doing nothing. Or, it's more something than what I do, I think.
I guess, yeah. I mean, it's technically doing less work.
I do, like, a huge, whereas with my skincare, I do more.
Yeah.
But I don't do more with my hair. I have a scalp scrub, which I'll talk about later.
Well, yeah. So I do no poo. So I get my hair cut though, like once a year for everybody to know. When it gets hot outside, I get my hair cut because it's too hot.
It's like a long-haired dog.
Yeah, and then I grow it out, and then it's nice and long in the winter. And then usually I wait for it to get really hot outside again and cut it again.
Yep.
Which actually I'm due for my haircut. It's starting to get too hot, so I'm due for my haircut now, sometime around this time of the year.
Yeah.
But yeah, short of that, I don't. And I've been doing this now for over a year now.
Yeah.
I think.
Mm-hmm. Over a year.
I don't wash my hair. I don't, and I do. So I say that, but I don't wash my hair regularly. You wash your hair, but it's infrequent.
Yeah, I wash
like
my
once
hair.
a month.
Like I wash my hair twice a week. Is how
Yeah,
much I
and
wash
so
my
like
hair.
I think for men, or for like I didn't understand that about women probably for a long time, but like I was washing my hair every day.
Right.
And like I know I've learned, I guess, a lot of women only wash their hair like once or twice a week or 3 times a week.
I know a lot of women. I used to wash it every day too, but that dries out your hair. It dries out your scalp.
Yeah, and
your scalp gets really dry.
That's the idea behind no poo, is that like a lot of the natural oils and stuff that your head produces, that your hair produces, are good for your hair, and that using shampoo and conditioner just sort of washes them away and is really harsh and kind of like doing a deep scrub on something that's kind of like, yeah, there's some people out there that might have thick, strong, healthy hair too, and
bastards.
Yeah, there's also people out there with like weak and more fragile hair and stuff like that too. I think my hair's kind of in the middle. It's kind of regular. And I think I benefit from just sort of letting it do its thing. It's not oily. It feels smooth and soft all the time. It's not greasy and dripping. I'm not getting dreadlocks and stuff like that.
Because you're still like brushing your hair. You're still caring for it. You're just not using shampoo and conditioner in it regularly.
Exactly. So what I do is I will shampoo and condition around once a month. I try to do it, like, if it's been a while and I'm, like, struggling to remember the last time I did it, I usually just go ahead and do it. And then I'll be like, okay, well, next time I kind of forget when the last time I did it is, I'll do it again, And so it's very infrequent that I shampoo and condition my hair like normal. But every time I'm in the shower, I run water through my hair, a lot of water, and I brush. So when you first start doing no poo, if this is something that interests you, I use a wet brush because my hair is long and it gets tangled.
Yeah,
if you have shorter hair
brush.
and you're doing no poo, you probably would be fine with just, toweling off or using a comb.
Right.
But yeah, you want to make sure you use plenty of water to get any excess oils and grease and whatnot off your hair, right? That's what the water's for. The brush keeps it from knotting. And as long as you're doing that, you won't get any dreadlocks. Dreadlocks is like the practice of not washing your hair and letting those oils build up and really letting it kind of mat together, and making it mat together in a lot of cases. So
yeah, there's a lot of teasing involved, a lot of like knotting.
Yeah, so you just avoid all those steps and you'll be fine.
Yeah, we don't. We've never tried to dread our hair. So.
No. But once you start doing no poo, you might notice they kind of have, like, a lot of people talk about how your hair gets super oily at first, and you kind of have to fight through it. That didn't happen to me.
Yeah, who's
I just
really
sort of
lucky.
just stop doing it, and it goes easy.
Yeah, whereas I feel like with women, with me personally, my hair would get really oily, and I can't go to work that way because I'm kind of almost held at like a higher standard if I...
Right, and so what that is like, that's like your body is kind of overcompensating for the way you've been treating it, sort of is the idea.
Same thing with skincare, people.
Just
if
like
you
with
use too
skincare.
harsh of chemicals, your skin will overcompensate because it needs more oil and it'll just produce way too much.
And there are lots of like remedies online on how to kind of fix that. Basically making like an at-home almost like shampoo, that's not as harsh as like a regular shampoo. Mm-hmm. And I won't like go look up one of these recipes before you do this, but one of the ones I vaguely remember, right, is like, take an egg, beat it, wash it through your hair.
That's like a thing that women have been trying for a really long time too.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, okay, like that, and I'm like 90% sure that's what I saw, right, and that'll work. And what that does is it takes the grease and provides some protein to your hair and like makes everything nice and happy. And you only do that a little bit. You do it like once a week while your hair is still in that kind of greasy stage for the first month, that you started no poo, something like that, right? And then eventually it calms down, and eventually your happy, healthy hair is doing great.
Yeah, and even with like no poo, you don't want to add like dry shampoo into it because when you're using dry shampoo,
you gotta wash that out later.
One, you have to wash it out, and two, your natural oils don't realize how much they should be producing, so it's not gonna help like self-regulate And so basically the theme of this podcast right now is let your body just like do its thing for the most part.
Yeah.
So, and that's really what like no poo is about. And that's kind of why
yeah.
I got more into not washing my hair every day, because it just makes it, one, it makes it easier on me just to get ready in the morning.
Well,
and
yeah.
two,
there is the benefit of like, quicker showers and stuff like that.
But your hair just gets healthier and stronger because you're not like drying it out so much.
Yeah, exactly. Your hair feels better. Like I said, my hair feels softer and feels stronger and healthier.
Your
and it's
curls
working.
look better.
Yeah, everything's working.
Hair. Yeah.
The one thing I'll say too, I was gonna say about it is like the reason it kind of started. So if you're like at all kind of thinking, this is crazy, this isn't the way we've done it or whatever, you wash your hair. It's like, what did people do in 1542? You know, their hair wasn't all like nasty, raggedy messes.
No.
A lot of people's hair looked pretty okay.
Yeah.
And basically,
most shampoos weren't really a thing until, baths in general weren't really
regular baths weren't a thing
until like the early 1900s.
And so do your research on it, and if it's something you're interested in, it makes sense. It's like, you can still keep your hair clean and happy and healthy. But you don't have to follow the shampoo bottle.
Yeah.
Wash, rinse, repeat.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to. And, like, this is all dependent on, like, your hair and your scalp, too, because there are other things that I do for, like, my scalp, which Jessie doesn't have to do. Like, I get dry, itchy scalp, which isn't dandruff. Dandruff is something that's actually, like, a reaction to bacteria. This is mostly, like, my hair is just so dry, probably from over-processing it for 20 years at this point.
Right, yeah.
And so I like to use like a scalp scrub. And so there's some other things that you can add into your hair routine that are different than if you just did no poo. Because sometimes no poo just doesn't work for some people at this point in our lives.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But tell us more about your hair care routine. That's my no poo, and it's
I
long
love
for
no-poo.
basically getting around to being I don't wash my hair.
Yeah.
So.
So for the most part, like I said, I get it cut. I apply heat to it, so I use like a heat protectant while it's wet, and then I also do one while it's dry. I also do some like volumizing stuff, and I have a lot of hairsprays. I think the most interesting thing that I do is one, I should probably use like a protein binder, like Olaplex, I think is what it's called.
We always got a dozen eggs sitting in the fridge.
Well, I have it. It's up in our shower right now. I just need to use it.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't need any eggs. But just to like make my ends stronger, I get a lot of split ends, and I love to mess with them, which makes them worse. So if you do have split ends, don't pick at them or cut them or do anything like that. Oh, cut them, but like don't split them yourself. It's bad. But the other thing I use is, like I said, a scalp scrub, which helps remove dead skin. One, you want to exfoliate in general all over your body, your face. You need to get rid of those dead skin cells. They're just piling up on your body. It's gross. But you want to get rid of them. On your skin, you can use like a gentle exfoliator with like smooth round beads, not like jagged edges, and very small, micro. Or you can use a chemical exfoliant like an AHA exfoliator. Stratia, which is already where I've recommended my moisturizer. They have a good AHA exfoliator, so I would recommend that. And then for your body, exfoliate that so you're not all ashy.
Yeah.
So get stuff for that. And for your scalp, you also want to, because skin builds up there all the time. And that's probably one area that we forget to really exfoliate. So it'll help with like itchy, dry scalp if that's a problem that you have like me. I use this Briogeo Revival Charcoal Micro Exfoliant. And it smells like peppermint, and you put it in your hair, and it gives you that really cool tingling feeling as like you're kind of massaging it into your scalp.
Yeah.
And I feel like my hair feels cleaner when I do that. My scalp feels fresher. And I probably do it like once a week or so. I haven't done it in a while, so maybe I should do that. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
because every time you forget, you should just do it.
yeah. So that's just another thing that I use and what I do. And like, obviously we're not going to talk about like makeup or style in this, but this is kind of like get your shit together. This is our get your shit together
yeah, we do
section
stuff
of the
like this
podcast,
every
like
once
theme.
in a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we
we
like to
tie 'em
talk
all
about
together at some
diet and
point, yeah.
fitness. I love talking about skincare. I used to work in makeup in the makeup industry, so I love talking about this stuff. And I had to work really hard to get my skin to
Well,
not
yeah, I
freak
think
out.
that's probably a good message for us to like kind of throw out there and then sort of wrap it up,
Yeah.
right? Is like, you're not going to see, like I said, if you switch to no poo or if you start doing all these different products on your face, right? Because you're struggling, you're trying to make your balance work and stuff like that. You're not going to see results overnight.
Right.
Like we mentioned with the glutamine thing too, it's like if you are seeing results overnight,
it's
it's probably
psychosomatic.
psychosomatic.
Yeah.
Because things don't usually work that fast. And I would say it's a solid month or so into any given process where you can really kind of look back and say, okay, this worked for me. I'm going to stick with it. And then the benefits are only going to get better from there.
Yeah.
So
Here's the
the
thing
longer
with
you
my,
stick
like,
with it.
skincare
Yeah.
routine too is I have not, since I've started this routine, added or removed anything because I don't need to. So I
Yeah.
don't need to. And so like at first it might be super stressful, but I've started this routine like 3 years ago at this point, I think. Maybe 2 years ago. And I haven't had to add or remove any products. Nothing is ridiculously overpriced and like breaking my bank. For you, it's even cheaper.
Well, yeah.
And you love it so much that you tell people that maybe they should try that if they're having issues with like scalp and hair and yada yada. I think you did it mostly for convenience too, so
Yeah, no poo. I read about it on there and I thought it was interesting, so I tried it. I had nothing better to do, so
yeah.
And it
you
worked,
don't-
and I
you
think it's
work
great.
From home, yeah.
So, I
So
really
you
do agree with it. But yeah, so stick with anything you do though. Try it out.
Come to us for advice if
For sure.
you want to talk about, okay, so let's talk about my skin a little bit. Okay, I will talk to you about your skin. Let me talk to you about your skin.
And then we always, like Raven mentioned, we've done fitness ones kind of before. We'll always do more of these, and like, maybe one day we should like group them together somehow. But always go back and look for other topics, or hang around, subscribe, visit our website, look for future topics about things like this.
Yeah.
If you want to suggest a topic, you're like, you guys talked about it, but if you want to learn more about makeup, we'll talk about makeup.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll talk about it. I don't know. I'll mention some stuff.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
I don't know
I don't
what.
do anything, yeah. But this isn't all about like just what just interests me too. This is about what interests us.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad to talk about it. So
Yeah, I think you
we'll
really
figure it out.
like it when. I mean, I don't do any of this for Jesse's benefit, and I think Jesse really appreciates that. I think if Jesse could have his way, he'd be like, "Why are you doing more things? Come
Well, usually
and hang
'cause
out
it's
on
like,
the couch with
why
me."
are you doing more things? We were supposed to leave 10 minutes ago.
Okay, that's for makeup specifically, but like for like skincare and stuff, it's like you should just hang out on the couch with me. And I'm like, no, I gotta go wash my face. Jesse's a bad influence, but no, he's actually a good influence because a lot of times he'll be like, I don't want to wash my face today. He's like, no, go wash your face. Go wash your fucking face. So,
But yeah. So listen for more topics and stuff like that. Hopefully this is a good kind of a way to get your head around it and get you started on doing some more of those little things to keep yourself going every day.
Yeah, I feel like when you put more effort into taking care of yourself in ways like this, and putting more thought into it, active thought, instead of just saying like, okay, well, I don't do anything. Like they talk about this a lot on Queer Eye, which new season just came out, and Jesse and I are going to watch it soon.
Yeah, we just watch that tonight, too.
We probably will. But the more effort you put into things like this, the better it makes you feel because you feel like you're worth it. You're worth your own time
but that,
to put effort into it.
Yeah, to my point will be, putting effort in doesn't mean you got to use all like 48 products Raven has sitting next to the sink.
It's just making a conscious effort.
Yeah, I thought about what I want to do, and this works for me, and I'm sticking with it. You know?
And he feels good about it. And there are a lot of other things that Jesse does where he puts a little bit more time and effort into it. Like he takes care of his beard. We'll probably do, when we do like a makeup episode, we'll talk about your beard care and things like that.
Yeah, that's a good way to say.
Yeah, and so it just goes into, and Jonathan Van Ness says stuff like this all the time, like if you put effort into what you are and who you are and yourself and your self-care, you're taking care of like your mental care. So
yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's get out of here.
Yep, we got to go mentally take a nap. So,
We do.
yep, check us out, though, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're at Co-op, the podcast.
Yep, at Co-op Podcast. Also, follow Booking Bitch as well.
Yep, starting August 1st.
August 1st. Get your books, people.
I'm already reading the books myself, so I'll be following along.
Yep, at Booking Bitch Pod on Twitter and Instagram. So find us there. Ginny is in charge of like our social media. She's doing all that work and she's doing a fantastic job. She's posting these really cute like book quotes. So go join us over there. It's great.
Yeah.
Find us on the internet, coopthepodcast.com and patreon.com/coopthepodcast.
Yep. Yeah, and then you can find me specifically if you want to stare at posts from October 2015.
I was going to say 2017, so that's good.
Hey, 2017, maybe. I don't know. You can absolutely do that, and it's at Jesse, JESSECO_OP.
And if you want all the latest memes on the planet, mostly about tabletop gaming a lot and Pokemon, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Raven_co-op or Coop.
Yep.
That's where you can find me.
Yeah. Any last announcements that we should do before we sign off? I don't recall.
Yeah, Scraticus is August 12th.
Yeah, we got like 4 weeks until then.
Yeah, you got
so
so
we'll
much
do some more
time.
updates. Yeah.
And then Book and Bitch podcast
Book and
comes
Bitch is
out
only
August 1st.
Pressing one because you have to get the book probably started pretty soon for the first one.
So and we've always lived in the castle. It's honestly not that long. So
it's a short book.
Yeah, the audio book, which I eventually had to purchase just so I could make sure that I had it done, but I'm gonna finish reading it on the page because it's such a beautiful book to have. The audiobook is only 5 hours. I finished it in like 2 because I had it on high speed.
Yeah.
So really easy. The next book is Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. That one's a little bit longer, but still really, really good. It's a good read. You won't want to put it down. The one after that is It. That's 3,000 pages long.
Yeah.
So you might want to get started on that one now. That one comes out end of August.
Right, exactly. So, like, just think about getting started on that sooner.
You have to read the books.
Yeah, you've only got like an episode more of this to remind you before it comes out. But so if you're interested, probably just get started. But that's it. So we're going to sign off. So talk to you guys later.
Okay, bye.